With Season 8's first monthly patch releasing earlier today, this marks a noticeable uptick in fixes, features, and changes to the new season. Let's go over all of these great changes in this update and a few more that don't quite hit the mark. Briefly, we don't see swathing changes to content for a while after features launch, simply because the team at Rare are already hard at work on the next content update. After the sluggish response to some captaincy features, Rare have been quick to nip Season 8's issues in the bud. Starting with the changes to Season 8, we have some noticeable balance updates and some changes coming at the start of 2023 that didn't quite make the cut. Season 8 has been a blast, but it's not without its problems. The first main complaints were the blunderbombs and the supply gathering. As the volume of fights go up, so do problems being experienced by more players. Blunderbombs was a huge one for me, and of course, many of you agreed when I discussed it a couple videos ago. Looks like Rare did too. When fired out of cannons, the radius of the knockback is now much less. It's been nerfed from 10 meters to 5 meters. Previously, you could get some very reliable knockbacks without being accurate with your shots. This is more in line with the thrown values now. Moreover, Rare has fixed an issue where the hull of a ship wasn't dampening the damage of the blunders the way it did for cannonballs. On top of this, the vertical propulsion has been lowered by 2/3, meaning you're less likely to be hit off the cannon and up over the opposite railing. These changes are magnificent, and I'm looking forward to playing on galleons again. On the other hand, there is a change that I don't agree with, and that's making blunderbombs more uncommon. I think the team has a habit of overcorrecting things to the point of making them useless. Case in point with the most recent Cursed Cannibal update. It wasn't enough to nerf them, they made them super rare as well. Now you get fuel when purchasing them from the shipwright, they're harder to find on island barrels too. Not only this, but firebombs are halved when buying them as captaincy supplies, which I don't think makes any sense as they're useless on everything but galleons. I don't think blunderbombs required nerfing from both ends, and this change harms their use as throwables, something I don't think anyone has ever aired their frustrations about. Let's see how this plays out over the next month though. I have full confidence in Rare that they will tweak it if and as needed. The rapid response to this issue was great. Speaking of the other Season 8 complaint, let's talk about supplies. Now, Rare has addressed this one too, but like the blunderbombs, there's a great change and a not so great one. When you sink an enemy ship, a player ship, their supply barrels will now float up into the sea and now you can loot those barrels. This is a sublime change and alleviates so many issues. There's no more siphoning supplies and spawn camping to do so. This will be fantastic for crews who go on win streaks and just want to keep queuing. This will certainly help the matchmaking times too. The other change is for starting supplies. Now players will spawn with coconuts as starting fruit with extra planks and cannonballs. Sloops get 80 cannonballs, 25 wood and 16 of each fruit. Brig gets the same but 90 cannonballs, and Galleon gets the same as well but with 40 planks additionally. I get the intent, and this isn't something you want to overtune. Conversely, these changes are pretty null if you want to queue for Season 8. 16 coconuts is not going to win a battle, nor is 90 cannonballs. And this will feel worse when they do nerf the captaincy supply bug. On the plus side, players may be more inclined to queue anyway with these barrel changes, but I don't think these base supplies go nearly far enough. Again, we'll just have to wait and see. Overall though, these changes are a net positive for the game. Not to mention, Andrew Preston went over some changes coming in the next year to really improve the matchmaking. I'll summarise each point. The skill-based matchmaking in this game is based off win-loss for each crew member. The server will try to find you a like-for-like match, then a close match, and then someone outside your bracket to give you a fight. They don't believe this is the thing causing the wildly inconsistent matchmaking times. What they do think is affecting it is the faction system and their stamp system for servers. Essentially, because each faction can only fight an opposing faction, it can't find a match because there isn't a suitable match for you. Think of it as 9 guardians and 1 servant are queuing. 1 guardian and 1 servant is matched, so you're left with 8 guardians who have no possible matches. To combat this, they'll allow factions to fight one another and award allegiance for these matches. It's great for the matchmaking times, but bad for immersion, but you can take your pick which you prefer. It is interesting to note there must be a hefty imbalance. I wonder if this has anything to do with the disparity in rewards. Who knows? Nonetheless, the stamp system is really simple. Sea of Thieves servers are grouped into, well, groups. These are called stamps. You can only merge or matchmake into a server on that stamp. So stamp A1 can only match with someone in stamp A, let's say A10. B, C, D and so on cannot be matched with, so artificially reduces your pool of players. With that being said, this change should happen early next year, and I have full confidence that both of these changes will give us stupidly quick matchmaking times. If you're fed up with the queue times in Season 8, it might be worth waiting for this to be updated. Or just hop into Season 8 and grind nonetheless. I also think when these changes go live, a little bone for the servant side might be a good idea. A little wink and a nudge to remind people to hop back in. Burning blade set. Oh, sorry, excuse me. And now onto the fucking amazing change, the next stage of Golden Sands Outpost. Sorry, new Golden Sands Outpost. I'm just going to gush over this for the next couple minutes, so enjoy. The defenders of Golden Sands now can finally see the fruits of their labour, with the tavern and the east side of the outpost pretty much completed. The tavern is truly realised with a larger bar area, outdoor seating, balconies, an upstairs, and a stage for musical performances. It really does look like a social hub. I would love to see more NPCs added here as time goes on. It puts to shame the taverns on the other islands and the Sea of the Damned taverns in the Pirates' Life Tall Tales. Not only this, but the outside has been decorated with a brand new sign repurposed from a ship's crest. It does look like the whole island will be taken over by this in the coming months, and I would expect it to be completed by Season 9. This is the sort of thing I think we all expect from the world changes introduced in Adventures, and I'm pleased for those who defended Golden Sands successfully. The Reaper in me is a little bit sad about how the Reaper garrison could turn out, but we got the lair anyway. Maybe this is the best of both worlds. I'm pretty easy to please in this regard, but just having a gutter running through the town, the balconies, and the buildings gives the Sea of Thieves that more lived-in feel. It's nice to see world changes unfolding with each patch, and I can't wait to see what Rare does with this when we hit 2023. I'm also super excited about seeing Flameheart in the flesh after this arc concludes. I think it's about time we really have an arc where we work with him and the Servant. You know, just to let us know what the Reapers are really about. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the Pirate Emporium got updated as usual. Now is a great time to be a Sea of Thieves fan, and with Rare polishing their live service approach, things are certainly remaining interesting over the festive period. I'm loving the general direction of the development at the moment, and so elated to see Season 8 getting the support it deserves. If you like this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. There's a few heavy hitting videos coming out soon, and I don't want you to miss them. Thanks again for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.